As Christians, we have a generous spirit, even when we ourselves are also in need. The events of the past year, as we have suffered through the COVID-19 pandemic, have left none of us untouched. For the poorest among us, especially those in the developing world, where economic development, financial aid, and access to healthcare are limited or non-existent, the toll of the pandemic has been devastating. Every day, our poorest brothers and sisters in towns and villages all over the world endure a struggle for everyday items most of us take for granted. And every day, the Franciscan Friars Conventual go into the breach to serve them in the most dire circumstances, providing basic necessities and medical services and the hope that our faith inspires. Through your prayers and your donations, you are a partner to the Friars. Together, through the Franciscan Mission Association, we make a difference for these struggling families in the most meaningful ways possible.
Our Lord Jesus Christ is calling all Christians to be missionaries. But not all people, all Christians have the grace to leave the comfort of their homes, the security of their countries, to go into a far-off land to minister to people where they don't know what is awaiting them. But you see, we can all be even a sit-at-home missionaries, where the donations that we go, making sure that it is given to the right people, where it's going to the right source to impact the people in a positive way.
The first Franciscan friars began living the gospel of Jesus Christ in Italy over 800 years ago, living in prayer and traveling to other countries in service to the poor. A mere century ago, one such nation badly in need of assistance for their ever-growing immigrant communities was our very own United States of America. Now in over 60 countries around the world, the Franciscans are an international family sharing works of mercy for those in need. With a presence in Romania since the 1500s, Friars have recently started a foundation to provide education and job skills for people left out of the economy. This effort has established a commercial nursery for young people to grow, distill, and market local lavender, learning essential skills for employment and for operating a business that will last a lifetime. In countries like Peru or Brazil, which has benefited from Friars' presence for over 75 years, the Friars are a 21st century witness to the love of Christ for all. From remote forested regions to the barrios of Rio de Janeiro, with your help, they provide education from preschool to college, offer medicines through clinics and pharmacies, and minister to distant parishes covering dozens of miles and tens of thousands of faithful parishioners.
The most important thing that we brought to the community is to form a Catholic community there. And we were the first priests to go to that village and live among the people. And that brought so much of joy to the community there.
As in most places they go, through the generosity of your financial support, the Friars may be the only lifeline many people have to a better future.
And within the community, when we come to know that people are having problems with water, people are having problems with the school activities, then we come in to seek help and then help them.
In the recent years, the Friars have been focusing their efforts on the basic medical needs, like a pharmacy, for those parishioners who maybe don't have access to that. And then also they've kept the social ministry, so the clothing donations, the food donations, things like that, they've still maintained that because that's been very much received well by those who come to the parish.
Ghana, West Africa, is a perfect example of the sustained impact the Franciscans have. Starting in the 1970s, when they first arrived in Ghana, the Friars found where they could make the biggest difference in people's lives. At that time, the scourge of leprosy was still common among the poor. The Friars established a hospital especially for those suffering from the disease.
I had the impairment. Someone who was working with the Franciscans saw me in my village and then I was at the hospital to start the treatment. So I was welcome.
Besides building churches and schools to share the faith, the friars dig wells to provide clean water to whole villages. In the little town of Jima, 45 miles from the nearest doctor, the friars helped the people build a clinic. However, a vital bridge on the route there is washed away regularly. This year, with your help, the friars and villagers will build a concrete bridge to allow permanent access to the clinic for both pedestrians and vehicles.
The money that they donated is bearing fruit. Some of the children that they help, some of them are now priests. So I'm urging them, the work is not finished yet.
Friends, your faithful support has improved the lives of so many. But your help is still needed. Many people work as hard as they are able, yet still don't have the resources to care for themselves and their families. For us, the cost of coffee and a sandwich, or even the loose change most of us have, could feed whole families elsewhere for a week, or provide fresh water to drink, or access to medical care.
For me, I would say this is a way that those who are far away from the missionary territories can do to contribute or to collaborate with those men and women out there who are actively involved in doing this.
Truly, no contribution is too small. Your gift will go farther than you think.
You can imagine all the health benefits and everything that this amount of money can have on people. Peace and love is actually what is going to push you to sacrifice yourself for your brother or your sister. To look at the human person as somebody bearing the image of God. Because when there is peace, people are not greedy anymore. When there's love, people are not selfish.
With all of the blessings in our lives, shouldn't we now be a blessing to others in need? Please join the friars in sharing the hope of the gospel and support the Franciscan Mission Association today.